Up next on SportsCenter, the Pirates' Doug Drabek weaving magic against San Diego, looking for history and a no-hitter. 3 NBA teams begin their summer vacations today, facing Game 5 elimination. In Chicago, the Bulls try and dodge the Cavs' knockout punch. At the Meadowlands, the New Jersey Devils' home has been sweeter to the Boston Bruins. Game 4 tonight. And as usual, money's the subject in Las Vegas. This time, earning the green on the green. All this and more up next on SportsCenter. Hello once again, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the ESPN SportsCenter. I'm John Saunders along with Chris Berman. Perhaps a surprise in New Jersey. Jim Schoenfeld, we showed the incident yesterday. We'll have more on it today with the referee Don Koharski. He's been suspended for at least one game. There's a press conference going on now. And we will have word of that when we go live to the Meadowlands shortly. Obviously, it was more than what he said, that's for sure. But let's go to baseball because it's become this year so far. Ron Robinson with an almost perfect game. Nolan Ryan with an almost no-hitter. Yesterday, John Tudor with an almost no-hitter. Today, it was the turn of Pittsburgh's Doug Drabek, who had the home fans on the edge of their seats as he continued to stymie the San Diego Padres hitters. And it's nice to know before you start that Tony Gwynn, because of a broken left thumb, won't be in the Padres lineup for 2 weeks, so you don't have to deal with him. Pirates lead 2-0 in the 7th inning. Jose Lean drives his Jimmy Jones ball down the left field line. Padrique scores. Barry U.S. Bonds scores. And it is 4-0 Bucks. Meanwhile, Doug Drabek in the 8th inning gets Sean Little Abner swinging. Fans are psyched. No hits for the Padres through 8 innings. But pinch hitter up in the top of the 9th is Randy Reddy. And the ground ball, it's a tough play for Padrique. Tries to throw it, but it's a hit all the way. And in the stands, Christy Drabek shaking her head because her husband Doug had the no-hitter through 8 broken up. And then how often do you see it? Not only do you lose the no-no, you lose the shutout as Marvell Wynn, 1 out later, hits a 2-run homer. But those are the only 2 hits that Drabek surrendered on the day. And he has won 13 of his last 17 decisions, folks, going back to last year. 2-hitter as Pittsburgh wins at home over the Padres 6-2. The NBA's home court advantage has been no more evident than in the Eastern Conference matchups in Chicago and Detroit. Both series pushed to the limit after the home team had opened up 2-0 leads, then forgot how to win on the road. In Pontiac, the Washington Bullets, after 2 straight wins at home, tried to break the pattern against the Pistons. However, it is the NBA. Bullets lead early. John Williams blows the layup. Langbeer rebounds out to Isaiah Thomas. Nice pass to Dumars. 27-22, Pistons after 1. Second quarter, Steve Coulter's driving. Isaiah Thomas knocks the ball away, saves it to Rick Mahorn. Up to Adrian Dantley, and AD gets the easy 2. The Pistons by 10 at the half. Bullets' problems continue in the third. Isaiah Thomas knocks another one away, and then gets it back, goes in for the easy layup. Wes Unseld, who did such a tremendous job to get his team back in the series, sees it slipping away. Detroit up 13 after 3. Fourth quarter, Pistons on the defense. Dumars feeds Dennis Rodman then for the jam. Pistons by 17. Bullets shot 30% from the field. Frank Johnson blows the layup. Dumars brings it up and finds Dennis Rodman again. And the more than 20,000 Pistons fans know they've got this one locked up as Detroit wins it easily after losing the previous 2 games. They win it 99-78. Dumars with 20, Dantley with 17. 10 straight playoff games at home for the Pistons. Earlier, the Bulls and the Cavaliers played to see who would advance against Detroit. Cavs led through the first half. Brad Daugherty, 14 first-half points, 56-51. Cavs at the half. Second half, the Bulls come roaring back. Michael Jordan nails the jumper. He had 39, and the game was tied at 66. The tie was changing. Scottie Pippen with the interception takes it in for 2. Bulls with their first lead of the game. Pippen had a great day after a surprise start. They're up 1. Mark Price dishes to Ron Harper. He drives, gets hammered, and still throws it up and scores. 3-point play, 92-88. Bulls are on top. Now, here's how the crowd was into it. The 24-second clock had expired, but watch, Scottie Pippen still gets the 2 points. Watch the replay. Watch the 24-second clock. It's on 0 when the first shot goes. And about 3 seconds later, they score. Mistakes cost the Cavs. Jordan misses the shot. Daugherty gets it together and then throws it away, trying to reach Harper, and it's a turnover. Now it's a 3-point game, 18 seconds left. Sparrow misses, but Cleveland cannot come up with the rebound. and the Bulls ice it, winning it 107-101 to advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals to meet Detroit. Jordan with 39, Pippen with 24. The Bulls advanced to the second round for the first time since 1981, and Scottie Pippen responded in a surprise start.
I think I was looking to be more of an offensive threat. I was really going to the offensive boards and really, trying to make my man work.
We felt we was a much better team. We got 50 wins, not just by one guy scoring 50 points every night, but by everybody contributing in each night. And, I think for the first time in the playoffs, we've shown that we were the team and there's other players on this team that can contribute.
And I was so happy that other guys were able to step forward and make a solid contribution today. We have not been a one-man team this season, nor will we ever be a one-man team. Our contributions come from everyone. Michael carried us the first two games with his offense. Today, the Chicago Bulls showed up in unison, and we were able to win the series.
The Bulls-Pistons series, that one starts later. Milwaukee and Atlanta, this series also tied at 2 games apiece. That one starts or is just about to get ready to get underway. The Bucks and the Hawks looking to advance in the Eastern Conference first round.
The Utah Jazz had plenty of reason to feel good. They had dispatched a very good Portland team in 4 games in the opening round of the playoffs. But all of a sudden, they realized that they were in the big time. Game 1, Western Conference semis at the defending champion Lakers in the first quarter, told it all. Magic loses the ball. Watch this series, though, as the Jazz try to come up court. Worthy with the steal, Worthy with the slam, and the Lakers led it 8-0. First quarter for the Jazz. They just watched their shots roll around and come out like that. Magic down court to Worthy, over to Lord Byron. He puts it up and in, 16-4 Lakers. The Jazz scored 8 points. That's right, 8 points in the first quarter. NBA record low. That's a brick by Stockton, Frank Layden. Well, even the one-liners that he has couldn't describe that. They also had trouble playing D. Michael Thompson on the stuff the Lakers by 24 at the half. Showtime, obviously, second half at the Forum. Magic to Worthy to Kareem. And Layden says, well, how are you going to defend that? Lakers by 30. Lakers, Michael Cooper came back, hit 3 of 5 three-pointers, and Layden looked for some help. He discussed strategy with Jack Nicholson after the game. And the Lakers beat Utah 110-91. The 8 is the lowest ever scored in the first quarter in NBA playoff history. Atlanta had 6 in 1986 in a quarter against the Celtics. That's the overall record. The Jazz will try and hit double figures in the first quarter in Game 2. That will be at L.A. on Tuesday night. And we, of course, told you that the winner of the Milwaukee-Atlanta series, that game just getting underway tonight. We'll have highlights on the Late Show. Will go up against the Celtics, and that would be Game 1 in Boston on Wednesday. That's the Eastern semis. So that gets you caught up with the NBA.
Stay with us. Chris and I will be back with more in just a moment, including the day's golf and tennis.
Also, Game 4 of the Wales Conference Finals, and the Devils may be without a coach. We'll update. And the Yankees try to salvage one in the heart of Texas against the Rangers. Stay with us. Baseball completely on deck.
SportsCenter is being brought to you by Busch Beer, the beer with a taste as smooth as its name. And by the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back.
It's every cowboy's worst nightmare. When the worst is over, you head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Busch.
Does anybody want to start the campfire?
Head for the mountains of Busch beer.
Check again.
We interrupt this transaction for a reminder.
So what's your approach?
There's one travel tip it pays to remember.
We've got one good option.
Choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
Daddy loves you too.
Nice job, everybody.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
There is a golfer known for his passion for the game. And for players of all handicaps who share his passion, we at the Ben Hogan Company design and make clubs of uncompromising quality. Apex, Radial, Magnum, the clubs of Ben Hogan. Play the best you can play.
It was the pitching matchup in the major leagues to date. Oakland's Dave Stewart at 7-0 against Cleveland's Greg Swindell at 6-0. Oh, by the way, the A's had won 12 straight going into this afternoon's duel in the Coliseum. And although Stewart gave up a run in the first inning, as he's done 6 of his last 8 starts, Stewart is now 8-0, went the route with a 4-hitter, as Oakland got 4 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and beat Swindell and the Tribe 5-1. The A's' 13-game winning streak, the longest. Of course, the Brewers had 13 last year to open the season. But the big stat is that Oakland now owns an 8-game lead in the AL West over the White Sox, and this is a team that could lock it up by July 4th. At Texas, the Yankees, losers Friday and Saturday night, try to win on Sunday. With the Yankees led at 3-0, but in the second inning, Curtis Wilkerson sends one off Charles Mosco off the Hudson that Roberto Kelly can't get. Incaviglia scores, Buechele scores, and quickly we're tied at 3. Game seesawed back and forth. In the 5th, Don Mattingly with a base hit off Ray, Justin Hayward. Santana scores. The Yankees lead at 5-3. But in the bottom of the 5th, Steve Kemp, he's back. A little looper. And Pags can't get it. Scott Fletcher scores. The Strangers lead at 6-5. Top of the 6th, Pagliarulo takes a Jeff Rutschel pitch down the left field line for home run number 7. A 2-run shot. The Yanks lead 7-6. But in the bottom of the 6th inning, here come the Rangers. James Easter steals, loops a single to center field. Wilkerson scores. Fletcher scores. A 4-run 6. And a lost weekend in the Lone Star State for the Pinstripers as Texas bops the Yankees by a final of 10-8, amassing 11 hits. And you can see the first 3-game sweep by the Rangers over the Yankees ever. And don't they love that in Arlington?
The Boston Red Sox opened today losers of 6 of their last 7, the skid coinciding with the loss of leadoff man Ellis Burks. Burks went down 8 games ago with a sprained wrist, and today he was back as the Red Sox look to avoid the sweep against the Minnesota Twins. Burks, one of those who was on base when Marty Barrett was at the plate, and bloops this one to left center. Kirby Puckett gets it on the short hop. Brady Anderson scores, and yes, Ellis Burks comes in as well, 5-4 Red Sox. After Dwight Evans hit his first home run of the year, the Twins play long ball. Kirby Puckett, first pitch of the 5th by oil can, it's gone. Now, before TV station can adjust, they're in the replay. Ken Herbeck hits the next pitch. It's gone, 420 feet, 2 pitches, 2 home runs against the can, and it's 6-6. But Boston has Ellis Burks back. And there he is, takes a pitch that's on the outside corner and still yanks it to left. It is gone, his 3rd home run of the year. They add 2 more and win it 10-6. Nice job is done as Tom Kelly only looks on. Boston winning at 10-6. Burks, in his return, 3 for 5 with 3 RBI and 3 runs scored and a stolen base as well. Meanwhile, Detroit and Seattle, Luis Salazar had a 3-run home run for Detroit as the Tigers are romping over the Seattle Mariners. It's 9-3. Play now is in the 8th inning.
Once upon a time, the Kansas City Royals were close to automatic at home, but since they began their homestand on Wednesday, they've been 0 for the homestand. And another loss today to Milwaukee would put them 9 fat games behind the A's, and we are only at Mother's Day. Milwaukee came up with 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning, and the Royals continue to scramble downwards at home as the Brewers knock out Quisenberry in the 10th and get more off Bud Painted Black. And Milwaukee beat Kansas City 6-2 in the game. Molitor hit a homer for Milwaukee, and Bo Jackson hit homer number 6 for Kansas City. Games in progress. Out west, California came up with a 5 spot on the bottom of the 7th. Todd Stottlemyre out of there as California's bashing the Blue Jays 8-1 now in the 8th. You see that Harvey is on, but McCaskill got the start in this and obviously looking for the win. And at Baltimore, my goodness, it's a bookend week for those O's because the Orioles win on Monday and they win on Sunday. They win at 6-5 in the 10th. Ripken, who's been Cal Ripken, is a home run in the game, a 2-run shot, but the Orioles push across a run in the bottom of the 10th inning to beat the White Sox 6-5.
When Chris and I return, we'll look at Sunday's play in the National League,
including the New York Mets, who remind some of the '86 world champions. Certainly their record is similar. Stay with us.
Valley Motors has become the Alakiski Valley's #1 sales leader through one basic philosophy. We want to earn our customers' business.
Certainly one of the things that has made us successful is our product. Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge.
For example, If customers are looking for a great deal on a new car or truck, they should definitely come to Valley Motors now during our spectacular spring clearance sale.
Doing television commercials? My brother would probably say I do a better job than he does.
I do a better job than he does.
KBL Entertainment Network is bringing home the Bucks on cable TV again this year. Follow the Pirates with John Sanders, Lanny Fratteri, Steve Blass, and Jim Rooker as they call the action on the 1988 Battle in Bucks. For the best on cable, tune to the KBL Entertainment Network in your area.
Serious seniors challenge Chichi Rodriguez as he defends his title and course record at the United Hospitals Classic, beginning Friday afternoon, live on ESPN.
The New York Mets continue to remind observers of the team that won the World Series in 1986. The Mets felt they were baseball's best team last year and looked on the Cardinals as squatters on their throne. This year, they are out to end the talk early, taking a 20-7 record in against the Cincinnati Reds in this afternoon's action. Mario Soto and Ron Darling in a pitcher's duel till Howard Johnson slices his ball to left. Gary Carter is chugging around third. Cal Daniels with the throw. Carter slides in. It's not patented, but he's charged up 2-0 Mets. Still bottom of the seventh. Keith Hernandez breaks the big inning wide open with an RBI single as he slices that out to left. Lenny Dykstra comes in. It's 5-0 for the Mets. Tony Darling's looking on, looking for a nice Mother's Day present from her husband. Barry Larkin, though, rips this one to right center. And watch Len Dykstra go out, stretch as far as he can, comes up with a great catch. Treadway tags and scores from third. It's 5-1. This is a nasty pitch. That looks like a knuckleball or a split finger, but it goes down 5-1. Ron Darling with his third complete game this year. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the Mets sweep the Reds for the second consecutive weekend, winning it 5-1.
So the Mets making some fast tracks in the East. Out West, the Dodgers continue to surprise. They took their 2.5-game lead going into the day on the road against St. Louis. Top of the first, Dodgers doing some long ball as Kirk Gibson sends one gone. Homer number 5. Dodgers lead 1-0 over Jose De Leon. Bottom of the third, though, Luis Alicea in Wonderland with his first major league home run. Comes off Don Sutton, perhaps a future Hall of Famer. We're even at 1. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Tom Brunansky, who's been doing what the Cards asked him to do, and they got him from the Twins, driving runs, drives in McGee, makes it 2-1 St. Louis. But in the top of the fifth, the big hit for the Dodgers, a Mike Marshall shot down the left field line. Alto Sack scores. Kirk Gibson scores. And 2 runs are in. The Dodgers lead at 3-2. Then Danny Uriah Heap gets one past Vince Coleman, playing it like a tarpaulin. Mike Marshall scores 4-2 Dodgers, and then the Dodgers tack on 7 in the top of the 7th inning as Sutton gets the win, and the Dodgers win at St. Louis 12-6. And you see Mike Davis drove in 3 runs. Houston at Montreal. Some of the cheapest hits you'll ever get, but they look like liners in the box score. Denny Walling. Oh, that's your basic check swing doubled on the left field line. Glenn Davis scores, and in the dugout, Buck Rogers. So that was foul, but sorry, Buck, we're tied at 1. Top of the 6th, Billy Hatcher. Yeah, that's a line shot in the box score. Gerald Young scores 2-1 Astros. 2 batters later, Glenn Davis with a thrown bat to Luis Rivera. He bobbles it. Not your basic game that's going to be put in a time capsule when we try to explain to the Martians 5 centuries from now what baseball was all about. Houston 7 and Montreal 2 up at the Big O.
The Martians, didn't they used to have a franchise in Cleveland?
Yes.
I think? In Chicago, the Cubs hosting the San Francisco Giants in an affair that would have pleased any Bears fan. Plenty of offense in this game, and why not? When the wind is blowing out at Wrigley, 33 miles per hour. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Giants. Bases are loaded. Vance Law laces this one to left. Trio scores. Dawson comes in after him, and then Palmeiro motors around third as well. The Cubs now have a 3-1 lead. Top of the 4th inning. It's now 4-1. Candy Maldonado cranks this one off Al Nipper. 2-run home run, his 4th of the year, and now it's 4-3. The Cubs are on top. In the 6th, it's 5-4 Cubs. Brenly deep to left. His 2nd home run of the day. 6-5. Now the Giants have a 1-run lead. Bottom of the 6th, Andre Dawson with a tying run at 3rd. He just goes with the pitch. and comes up with an RBI single. That's why they call him the Hawk. Just reaches this one, slops it through the hole. 6-6. Bottom of the 7th, the Cubs break it wide open. Ryan Sandberg's fly to right. Watch Candy Maldonado. Was it windy at Wrigley Field tonight? Well, wait a second. It's back there. He can't get to it. Run scores, makes it 8-6. Ryan Sandberg had a great day, 4 for 6 with 2 triples. Cubs get 6 in the inning and win it 13-7. And Law also had a 3-run homer. Had 6 RBIs on the day. Philadelphia and Atlanta. Phillies win at 5-1. Craig James with a 2-run home run in the 6th. Bruce Ruffin with his third victory. One of my favorite nicknames of yours, Bruce.
2 minutes for Ruffin as hockey follows us here on ESPN. That's the segue. Still to come, Money Day in golf and in tennis.
On the PGA Tour, lots of money today because the Las Vegas payoff is $250,000 to the victor. We'll let you know who it is in just a moment.
I'm going to get away. I'm going to go somewhere, relax, take it easy, you know?
Where do you want to go?
Bloomingdale's.
No matter where you want to go, just call us now for our new lower fares.
Sarah, keep an eye on your brother.
No matter what size your business, no matter what size the job, Konica copiers are ready. Konica, capturing the imagination.
Now you can take your car to the car wash or take the car wash to your car. The Zip Wax Hydro System from Turtle Wax. It's like having an automatic car wash in your driveway. The Hydro System powers away dirt and grime and leaves the kind of shine and protection Turtle Wax is famous for. The Zip Wax Hydro System from Turtle Wax. The easiest way you can wash and wax your car.
The Detroit Red Wings, bolstered by the return of their leader, Captain Steve Yzerman, who is back from a severe knee injury, beat the Edmonton Oilers 5-2 last night to win Game 3 of the Campbell Conference Final. Game 4 is Monday night right here on ESPN. Oilers leading that series 2-1.
And the Wales Conference continues tonight in New Jersey. Of course, the Bruins' big 6-1 winners in game number 3, a game that saw, as we showed last night in the SportsCenter, Devils coach Jim Schoenfeld quite upset over the calls of Don Koharski. We saw that they confronted each other afterwards, and there may be something about it. Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito have the latest.
Here at the Meadowlands, you almost get the feeling that there's no hockey game tonight. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen to Jim Schoenfeld. The league releasing the press notice earlier, about an hour and a half ago, that he would be suspended tonight. Now everyone waiting for a reaction from the Devils. Phil, it's a strange situation.
It is. It's almost like there's no hockey game, and I can't understand that. There is a hockey game going to be played tonight, and it's a very big game for the Devils and the Bruins, and I think we should be focusing our attention on that and not this, but everyone is waiting because you don't know who's going to coach. Apparently, I guess they say Schoenfeld will definitely not be behind the bench. Now, I would imagine that maybe Lou Lamoriello will probably go behind the bench with his 2 assistants, but that's just hearsay. I guess if it were me, that's what I would do.
Now, what about the Devils' response? Is there any way that they can fight the league edict? Is there any way they can challenge it?
Well, there is, Sam. I mean, you can go to put an injunction on and then go through the hearing again or what have you. But the other thing that I don't understand is we got a memorandum from the league president, the general managers did, saying that any altercation with a referee or a linesman in between periods or at the end of the game is an automatic $10,000 fine. But apparently this is not a situation.
Okay, so that's the situation here at the Meadowlands. Standing by for a Devils response to the league edict suspending Jim Schoenfeld for tonight's game. There is Game 4 coming up in just a few minutes. Now back to the studio.
Okay, thanks a lot, gentlemen. And Chris, you have to wonder, I mean, it was obvious in the tape we saw that he did not make contact with Koharski. So is this suspension because he was yelling at him, several things that we noted last night?
Well, maybe it was what he yelled at him. You never know. You think those guys would have a better sense of humor than that, wouldn't you? But at any rate, it is not good to have to confront an official like that. He was out of line with that. I think everybody agrees with that. All right, let's move on to golf. It was supposed to be 90 holes, but wins earlier in the week cut the Las Vegas Invitational to only 72 holes. But the big-time prize money at Las Vegas stayed the same, which meant that it was one less day to sweat it out on the links for $250,000. Gary Koch's 1987 season was so bad that he lost his card only playing in this tournament because of an exemption. But this approach shot sets up a birdie at 4, and Koch is 11 under par. And this saving par putt at 11, at this stage, Gary Koch is 14 under. From a fairway bunker after the drive on 12, a recovery.
Maybe a touch heavy.
Very nicely done, which sets up a birdie attempt out of the fairway sand, which Koch converts to go 15 under par. Then at 18, Koch standing by as first Kurt Byram, then Peter Jacobson had a chance to force a playoff, but they couldn't get the job done with a birdie or an eagle. And so Koch, his first win in 4 years, wins $250,000 after a 67 today. That's more money in 1 week than he made in 11 of his 12 previous years on the entire circuit. Jacobson and O'Meara were 1 shot back in Las Vegas. The ladies, 4th straight playoff. And at the Crestar Classic, talk about this for clutch, Julie Inkster with an eagle on the first playoff hole to win over Betsy King, Nancy Lopez, and Rosie Jones in Suffolk, Virginia. And the seniors, Billy Casper's 67 was 1 better than Chi-Chi's 68, and that's why Casper, not Chi-Chi, wins at the Vantage in San Antonio.
In New York at the Tennis Tournament of Champions, Andre Agassi was looking to become the first American to win the tournament in 4 years. Agassi, because rain delays, was also playing in his 4th match in less than 2 days. And yes, AA picks up the victory, 7-5, 7-6, 7-5, despite playing that massive schedule, 4 matches in less than 2 days. The ladies at the final of the Italian Open, Gabriella Sabatini, 6-1, 6-7, 6-1 winner over Helen Calesi of Canada. Second tournament win of the year, the tune-up, of course, for the French Open.
This portion of SportsCenter, along with the latest tennis news, has been brought to you by Moet and Chandon Champagne. Moet, France's best-loved champagne.
Champagne?
Moet, magnifique.
It is not like the French to keep their happiest feelings all bottled up. Life, they feel, is so much more romantic. So much more enchanting when what is inside is allowed out. So rather than keep their feelings bottled up, what the French do is open this bottle. Moet, France's best-loved champagne.
Checking in. We interrupt this transaction for a reminder.
So what's your approach?
There's one travel tip it pays to remember.
We've got one good option.
Choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
Daddy loves you too.
Nice job, everybody. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
Like a lot of business people, I thought all insurance companies were the same. Believe me, there's a world of difference out there. I know, because thanks to the Hartford, we survived the kind of fire that would have wiped out most companies. But with the Hartford's people behind my business, we met payroll. We got back on our feet. So please, don't tell me all insurance companies are the same. They're not.
When you need us most, we're at our best. The Hartford.
Tonight, the NHL gets serious. The battle for the Stanley Cup heats up with the conference championships. The action continues tonight, live on ESPN.
In the NBA playoffs, the Chicago Bulls and Detroit Pistons have advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Bulls beating Cleveland in Game 5 and Detroit dumping Washington in Game 5. The lone other first-round series undecided. The winner of this will play Boston, Atlanta, leading at 22-13. And yes, they are at home. In baseball, the American League, the Blue Jays and the California Angels, it's now a final 8-1. California gets the win with 5 runs in the 7th inning, and they snap a 7-game home losing streak. Detroit and Seattle, Salazar with a 3-run homer as Detroit coasts over the Mariners 9-3.
Deciding games at home in the NBA playoffs seems to always go the home squad. Talk about pinball baseball. Yesterday's final in the PCL read the Colorado Springs Sky Sox 33, the Phoenix Firebirds 12. Yes, Colorado Springs' home field is at 6,000 feet, and yes, there were gusts up to 41 miles an hour blowing straight out of the park, but 13 home runs, 2 by Ron Tingley, who also had 7 RBIs for Colorado Springs. You know who started the game for Phoenix? Former Major Leaguer Ed Merrill Lynch. First career start for Phoenix, gone in the 4th after giving up 15 runs. We're gone, too. I'm Chris Berman.
I'm John Saunders. Thanks for watching. See you later.
SportsCenter has been brought to you by the Hartford, the insurance people of ITT. When you need us most, we're at our best.